Alright guys, so we're going to talk a little bit more about author's purpose. Yesterday at teacher table we looked at some cards and we were trying to sort all the different author's purposes. The question that we looked at was, why did the author write this passage? Or the other question could be, the author wrote this mainly to. And so we're just trying to think of, why did they write it? Our learning target is, I can describe why the author wrote an article. The question you're thinking about is, the author wrote this selection mainly to. So here's the chart that I showed you guys yesterday. So it has all of our different authors' purposes. And we discussed yesterday that this section right here where it says list reasons why, that was basically trying to persuade you to do something. Giving information, that's giving facts, it's informing you. Explain how is trying to teach you how to do something, show you how to do something. Describe is giving a lot of descriptions about how something looks, feels, tastes, all those sensory details. So I noticed yesterday throughout all three classes that there were two main sections that people were confusing. So I have two examples that I wanted to kind of go over with you guys. It's from the cards from yesterday, and I just kind of want to revisit them and talk about the difference between two different authors' purposes. So this one says, the platypus is a different looking animal that lives in the rivers and coastal regions of eastern Australia. Sorry, that's my cat Billy. It is a furry mammal, but it lays eggs. It lives near the water and uses its webbed feet to swim. Its nose resembles a duck's bill, which helps it as it gathers food such as shrimp. When the platypus swims underwater, it closes both its eyes and ears. So yesterday a lot of you were choosing this to be description, like it was the author wrote this mainly to describe the platypus. And I can see why you were thinking that, and I'm going to circle some of the descriptive details that I think you saw in red. So I think a lot of you saw furry mammal, and then you saw webbed feet, and how it looks like a duck's bill. But that's pretty much all of how it actually describes. Now I'm going to use blue to circle any facts that I see. So I see that it's an animal that lives in the rivers and coastal regions of eastern Australia. It's a mammal. It lays eggs, lives near the water. It swims. The nose helps it gather food such as shrimp. When the platypus swims underwater, it closes both its eyes and ears. So as you can see, when I circled in blue all of the facts, there's a lot more facts that overpower any of the details. So even though there are just a couple descriptions of how the platypus looks, there's really not much to tell me that the author wrote this to describe. So now whenever we look at our author's purpose chart, like I said earlier, there was really nothing to show us that it's describing. It only gave us three little details. Really, most of it was giving us information, a lot of facts. There were no opinions. It wasn't trying to explain to us how to do something, and it wasn't trying to tell us that we should or shouldn't do something. It was just giving us facts for that one. So giving information was one that a lot of people confused yesterday. And I'm going to go over a second example that a lot of people confused. Okay, so now I'm going to read to you another example. So this is another one that a lot of you guys kind of got mixed up with. So I'm going to read it to you. It says, Mom brought home ice cream today and everyone was excited. Sue decided to put hers in a glass and pour soda over it to make an ice cream float. Tim mixed his with fruit and put it in the blender to make a smoothie. I put mine with bananas, whipped cream, cherries, chocolate sauce, and nuts to make an ice cream sundae. Mom ate hers plain. So if I'm looking at this, a lot of you guys said, explain how. And when you said that, you were thinking they're explaining how to make ice cream. And I think a lot of you really just saw different ingredients like fruit, ice cream, bananas, whipped cream, chocolate sauce, ice cream sundae, and kind of put it all together as explaining how. But whenever I underline a few, so like she brought home ice cream, Sue decided to make an ice cream float. Tim decided to make a smoothie. I put mine and all that stuff and I made an ice cream sundae. And then Mom ate hers plain. So when I really look at this sentence by sentence, is it talking about how to make a sundae? No. Is it trying to give us reasons why we should eat ice cream? No, never gives us those keywords. Does it give us facts about ice cream? Ice cream was invented in this year by so-and-so. No. What it's doing, I see, are a few different people. Sue, Tim, myself, and Mom. And we're all making ice cream in different ways. We're all using our ice cream in different ways. So let's see if we can take a look at our author's purpose chart to see what it would best go with. Okay, so when I look at it, I saw there were several people, so it went for the category of compare or describe. It was comparing or describing or showing or illustrating all the different ways that they could make ice cream. So just think about whenever you are trying to figure out the difference between information, describe, explain, and list reasons why. You got to ask yourself a few reasons. For list reasons why, you got to ask yourself, is it trying to get me to do something? For this one, is it only giving facts? Or is it giving some opinions? If it's giving opinions, then it's probably not giving information fully. Is it explaining me how to do something? Can I explain the steps to someone? Like, first, you need to sit on the seat. Then you grab the handlebars. Then you start pedaling. Or is it describing? Is it comparing more than one person or object? Is it showing you how the gingerbread cookie looks, feels, weighs, all of those things? So now what I want you to do is you're going to do your own practice on your own. So make sure you have this paper with you. You have 2 new scenarios here. These are not from the cards that you worked on yesterday. They're different. I want you to choose either section 1 or 2. It doesn't matter to me, whichever one you feel more comfortable with. Choose either one, and then on your paper, fill in the topic, your sentence. Remember to use that sentence stem. The author wrote this too. And then, how do you know? This is exactly the same steps as yesterday from Teacher Table. Make sure your name is on it, and then turn it into the basket, please.